Greetings from NVPS Academy. Stay home, stay safe. Today we are going to discuss about from IIT Mathematics class 6th and 7th chapter ratio and application. Okay. So first of all we know the definition about the ratio and application. So in this we have concepts like ratio. In this ratio we are going to learn compound ratio and also proportion. Next, percentage, next, profit and loss. So in this we are going to find out a unitary method. Next, rebate or discount. So the next, finally, simple interest. Simple interest. So first of all we know about the ratio. What is meant by a ratio? A comparison of two quantities of same kind by division is called ratio. A comparison of two quantities by division is called ratio. Otherwise, if A and B are any two quantities of same kind with the same units, those are represented by division is called ratio. Ratio is represented with like this. So this symbol is nothing but is to. That symbol is nothing but is to. So here A is one term and B is one term. Okay. Here A is called antecedent, B is called consequent. Okay. So one most important thing we are going to know about here, A is to B is not equal to B is to A. For example, 1 by 2 is not equal to 2 by 1. So in the same manner, A is to B is not equal to B is to A. So order of the ratio is very important. Okay. Now we are going to see compound ratio. Compound ratio. If there are 2 or 3 ratios, then product of all antecedents to the product of all consequents is called compound ratio. For example, A is to B, C is to D or any two ratios. Then compound ratio of these two ratios is product of antecedents, that means A into C is to product of consequents B into D. So this is compound ratio. We are going to take with one example, 2 is to 3, 5 is to 7. Okay, if there are two ratios, what is the compound ratio of these two ratios? So product of antecedents 2 into 5, 10. Product of consequence 3 into 7, 21. So this is called compound ratio. Next we are going to know about the proportion. Proportion. Proportion is nothing but equality of the ratios. Equality of the ratios is nothing but proportion. For example, A is to B is equal to C is to D. Here B and C are means A and D are extremes. So finally, if two ratios are in proportion, then product of means equal to product of extremes. B into C is equal to A into D. So this is nothing but a proportion. One example, 2 is to X is equal to 10 is to 15. Okay. Here, product of means X into 10 is equal to product of extremes. Product of means equal to product of extremes. X into 10 is equal to 2 into 15. 5 2s, 5 3s, 2 1s, 2 1s. So finally X equal to 3. So this is about the proportion. Next, we are going to discuss about the percentage. Percentage is nothing but out of 100, sorry, out of 100 or per every 100. Otherwise, 100 in the denominator is nothing but percentage. For example, we are going to consider 75 by 100. Okay, if we observe 100 in the denominator, then we can write it as 75%. We can write it as 75%. For example, 3 by 4. Okay, 3 by 4. Otherwise, we are going to take 1 by 2. Okay, here in the denominator we don't have 100. So first of all, we have to multiply, we have to make this fraction into the equivalent of 100 in the denominator. So I am going to multiply 1 by 2 with 50 by 50. Then I am going to get 50 by 100. So finally, it is equal to 50%. Okay. So out of 100 or 100 in the denominator is nothing but a percentage. Okay. So there is a conversion. We are converting the fractions into percentage and the percentages into fractions. So first of all, we are going to convert the fractions into percentages. So one more example I am considering here. 1 by 8. I want to convert this one into the percentage. So I want to see here 100 in the denominator. Okay. So what I am going to multiply here? 12 and half by 12 and half. Okay. 8 to 12 and half is how much? 100. See, 12 8 are 96. 8 into 8 halves 4. 96 plus 400. So 12 and half. So finally, in the numerator we have 12 and half. This one is equal to 12 and half percentage. So next percentages has given, we are going to convert into the simplest form of the fractions. Here 1 by 25%, for example, he has given. Okay, 25% means 25 by 100. So simplest form, 25 ones, 25 fours. So that is equal to 1 by 4. So this is the way of conversion of the percentages into the fraction and fractions into the percentage. Next, we are going to learn about the unitary method. Unitary method. See unitary method. Unitary method. If we know the cost of some articles, then we are going to find out the cost of one article. Otherwise, if we know the cost of one article, then we are going to find out the cost of required number of articles. That is called unitary method. Okay. So for example, cost of 10 articles. Cost of 10 articles equal to 200. Okay. Then cost of one article. 200 by 10. That is equal to 20. Then we are going to find out the required number of articles. For example, I want to find out cost of 9 articles. Cost of 9 articles is equal to 9 into 20. Cost of one article is 20 rupees. Then cost of 9 articles is equal to 9 into 20. That is equal to 180 rupees. So this is the unitary method. Unitary method is nothing but if we know the cost of one article, then we are going to find out the cost of required number of articles. Okay, sometimes they are going to give cost of some articles. From those, we are going to find out cost of one article. Then we are going to find out cost of required number of articles. So here I have taken this example. Cost of an article is 200. Then cost of one article is 20 rupees. Then required number of articles, 9 articles cost is 9 into 20. That is equal to 180. Okay. Next we are going to see profit and loss. Profit and loss. Profit and loss. Profit. Okay. So selling of an article is selling of an article we are getting selling price. So buying of an article we are getting cost price. Okay. Buying of an article or purchasing of some articles is nothing but cost price. Selling of an article is nothing but selling price. If selling price is greater than cost price, then we will get profit. Then we will get profit. Okay. So finally, profit is nothing but selling price minus cost price. Next, percentage of profit. Percentage of profit is equal to profit by CP. So we are getting profit on cost price into 100. Okay. Next, loss. How can we get loss? If a selling price is less than cost price, then we will get loss. So loss is equal CP minus SP. That means cost price minus selling price. Loss percentage also calculated on CP only. That means cost price. So loss incurred by cost price into 100. So we are going to see one example. For example, cost price is 10 rupees and the selling price is 12 rupees. Okay. So here we got here SP is greater than CP. SP is greater than CP. So that's why profit we incurred. So that's why profit is equal to 2 rupees. That means 12 minus 10. Next, profit percentage. Profit percentage is equal. So profit 2 rupees and CP is 10 rupees into 100. 10 ones, 10 tens. So percentage of profit is equal to 20 percentage. Next, SP is 8, CP is 10. Here CP is greater than SP. That means SP is less than CP. So that's why we incurred loss. Cost price minus selling price. 10 minus 8, 2. So then percentage of loss is equal 2 by 10 into 100. 2 ones, 2 fives, 5 ones, 5 20s. That is equal 20 percentage. So this is the way of calculating the profit and loss for given values. Okay. Next, one most important point in profit and loss. Sometimes a person buying the old scooter. Okay. So for that old scooter, he spent some more money for repair and for painting to remodel it. So those are also going to consider into the cost price. Okay. Other than buying of the old scooter, he is going to spend repair and painting. That repair and painting nothing but overheads. What we call those overheads. Overheads is nothing but spending on repairs or for painting. Okay, to remodel it. So for example, one person bought a scooter for 20,000 rupees. Okay, he spent for repair 5,000 rupees and for paint 500 rupees. Then total CP how much? Then total CP is equal 25,000 500. Okay, this 5500 is overheads. We call these are overheads. So this is the most important point you have to remember. Next, simple interest. Next, simple interest. So interest. Okay, sometimes we don't have money. We are borrowing money from others. So we are searching for the money lenders who are giving the money for the interest. Those are called money lenders. So we are borrowers. We want money. We are borrowers. Who want to give money for interest? They are money lenders. So interest is nothing but collecting of the excess amount in certain time period with some percentage. Okay, excess amount collected on some amount for certain time period with some percentage. That is called interest. Okay, so borrowing of lending of the money is principal amount. We can represent this one, that one as P. Time period we can represent in the form of years. Okay, next R means rate of interest. Okay, the excess amount collected in the form of the percentage. That percentage is nothing but a rate of interest. So finally, simple interest or interest is equal to PTR by 100. The principal amount P collected for certain time period T with some percentage of rate of interest is called simple interest. Next, amount on interest. Amount on interest is equal to A. We are representing amount on interest A. That is equal to A is equal to principal amount plus interest. So finally A is equal to P plus PTR by 100. Okay, P will be common, 1 plus TR by 100. Okay. One example we are going to take here. Here, principal amount I am considering 10,000 with the time period 6 months. With the time period 6 months. Rate of interest 5%. Then I am going to calculate interest, simple interest. That is equal to I equal to PTR by 100. Okay, so P how much? 10,000 into time. Time always should be in the years. Okay, here he has given months. We have to convert months into the years. 6 months is equal to 1 by 2 year. Into rate of interest how much? 5. So 5 by 100. Okay, 2 zeros get cancelled. 2 ones, 2 50s. 50 into 5, 250. So simple interest is how much? 250 rupees. Next, amount on simple interest for 6 months we are going to find out. So then we are going to consider this formula directly. If we want to find out simple interest only, we are going to take I equal to PTR by 100. Otherwise, if he is asking amount on simple interest for 6 months, then we are going to apply this formula A equal to P into 1 plus TR by 100. So here how much we are going to get? So already we know A is equal to P plus I. That implies P how much? 10,000. Interest how much? 250. That is equal to 10,250 rupees. So by using the amount on simple interest we are going to find out by using this formula also. Observe here 10,000 A equal to 10,000 P into, that means P value 10,000. 1 plus 6 months means 1 by 2 into 5 by 100. Okay, 10,000 into here 200 plus 5 by 200. Okay, directly I am writing here 5 into 1, 5. 2 into 100, 200. Okay, LCM how much? 200. 200. 200 into 1, 200. 200 plus 5. So finally A is equal to 10,000 into 205 by 200. 2 zeros get cancelled. 2 ones, 2 50s. So finally 50, 55s, 250. Okay, because of here 0. So 52s, 100. So 52s here, 100. Sorry. Already we have 2 here, no? 1 not 2. So that's why 10,250. So by using the amount on simple interest, otherwise calculating, separating the interest and which is going to add to the principal amount, we will get 10,250. So this is about the simple explanation about ratio and application. Thank you so much.